Hola there, mi amigos, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of the Nathan Smith Show. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at back pain, how it is that we can give some immediate relief for it, and some exercise that we can do to strengthen up those areas so that we can prevent this from ever happening again. Now, little disclaimer for this video, this is not a one-size-fits-all video for all different types of back pain. There are many different causes for back pain out there, but for the vast majority of people, this should help them to get some immediate relief. If you're the kind of person who drives around a lot, or you work in an office and you're sitting down all day and you start to get that ache in your back after being sat down for a couple of hours, or you're an avid weightlifter and maybe when you're doing squats or deadlifts, you find that your lower back gets pumped up and painful when you're doing your sets, maybe it feels like it's doing the majority of the work instead of your legs picking the load, then this video should really help out for you. What we're going to be looking at doing first is a couple of stretches and then the activation exercises. So the first stretch that we're going to get into is this one. You're just going to get yourself down onto one leg in a kneeling position, almost like it looks like you're getting ready to propose towards someone. But anyway, once you're in this position, what you want to try and do is squeeze the glutes of the knee that's on the floor. If you can't squeeze that glute, another thing that you can focus on doing is just driving your knee into the floor as hard as you can. You're trying to push it right down as much as you can. Then you want to get chest proud, lift that chest straight up there, and we should be feeling a stretch going up towards the top of the thigh there and kind of between your hips and your belly button. There's a deep muscle inside there that's going to get stretched doing this that is really, really good for back pain. So we want to hold this position right now. If we can't feel around here getting a good stretch, then we can get a bit deeper into the stretch to help out with this. We can just raise the arms up towards the ceiling, lifting your head right up with them, like we're trying to hold up the ceiling, and this should really help start hitting that area. We want to do that for 30 to 90 seconds on either leg. And then after that one, we're going to get into a stretch called the wall glute stretch because it involves a wall and it stretches your glutes, aka your butt. You want to sit yourself down about a foot away from the wall. Lay yourself down. You're going to put one foot up against the wall. It should kind of be like a right angle with this leg that's against the wall. This other leg right now, we're going to lift it up into the air and we want to focus on trying to cross your ankle over that knee. So ankle over the knee. I want to make sure that your hips are pushed down into the floor. And then just using the strength of my own legs, I'm going to drive that knee away from yourself. And now that I'm here, I can feel this big stretch going on the side of my butt, and you should too. We're going to be holding this for 30 to 90 seconds on either leg. And then we're just going to slightly vary the stretch. So keep that hip glued down to the floor, keep trying to drive it into the floor. Then get both hands, put them around your knee. And you're going to try and pull your knee towards the center of your chest whilst driving that hip down. So hip is pushing down, but you are pulling the knee towards yourself. This is just going to help to stretch the glute at a slightly different angle, get more of a hit, and we're going to hold that for 30 to 90 seconds as well. After we've done that on both legs, the exercises that we're going to get into to help to strengthen your glutes, which is going to give your lower back a lot more support, is just going to be the hip thrust. Now, you can do this just with body weight, but if you have a band, you want to put the band either just above or just below your knees. Do not stress if you do not have a band, you're still going to get something out of this movement. You want to lay yourself down onto your back. You're going to bring your feet just a couple of inches away from your butt, and you want to have your feet slightly wider than your hips, and you want to have your knees driving out as well in a kind of V shape, putting a bit of pressure against the band, but even if you don't have a band, you still want them to be in this position. Now, all we're going to do for this movement is we're going to drive your heels and the balls of your toes right down into the floor. We're going to push your hips up towards the ceiling until we feel a big contraction with the glutes at the top. So it should look like this. Pushing straight up, big squeeze at the top, lower them down all the way to the floor, and repeat. You want to try and keep a little bit of tension in these abs as well. And you want to be trying to do the movement at the same kind of pace as what I'm doing it right now. We're looking at doing 3 sets of anything between about 10 to 25 reps of those. Basically just want to do them until the glutes are burning, and that is going to help to remind them about the kind of job that they're meant to do, aka activation work or strengthening work, whatever you want to call it. However, if you fancy yourself a little bit of a super athlete and you don't think that just bodyweight hip thrusts are going to do it for you, we can do a harder variation, which is the single leg isometric hip thrust. Where you lay yourself on down, you just tuck in the non-working leg, and you just repeat the same kind of technique. We're going to be driving the foot down, driving the hips up until we get to that lockout point, and you're just going to look at holding this position now for 30 to 60 seconds at a time. That should really help to get your glutes fired up. So yeah, do those stretches, do that activation work, look at doing these like 3 times per week. Really should help you to get some immediate relief, but if you keep at it, it should prevent that thing from ever coming back in the first place. Much love, amigos. Hope this has helped. Peace out.